Hello everyone, welcome back to Mamas at Home, where we focus on clean living, wellness, motherhood, homemaking, and the overall well-being for your family, yourselves, and for your household. Today I am making a video that I'm really excited about. We're making bread today. Well, correction, our bread maker's making the bread and we're gonna facilitate that process. So I'm going to be using my Zoji Rushi bread maker. I'm actually going to be making 2 loaves today because we need one for tonight. I'm currently in the process of baking a whole chicken with potatoes, onions, garlic, all the things, and bread is perfect. And then tomorrow is a Sabbath, so we're also going to need some bread for sandwiches. So I'm making 2 loaves, which you'll probably only end up seeing one to kind of get the picture. Listen, out of all the things in my house, my bread maker might be my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite, anybody who knows me know I love my bread maker. Not only does it make bread, it makes jams, jellies, croissants, pizza crust, donut crust. It makes little pound cake loaf things. It starts your pasta for you. Did I say pretzels? Did I say bagels? And it makes some other things that I'm currently forgetting at the moment. But honestly, if I haven't told you at this point, I probably never will. So tonight I'm just going to make a white bread. Wheat breads, gluten-free breads, honey breads. It gets the bread. Okay. Why even make your own bread? First and foremost, I don't know about you, but a family of 5, we go through a loaf of bread in a sitting. Bread gets really expensive, especially when you're trying to eat cleaner and you're trying to eat organic breads. We're easily talking $7, $8 a loaf. Nay, we're not doing that anymore. In addition to, you know exactly what's going in your bread. I don't know when's the last time, if you buy just conventional regular bread, you flipped it over and looked at the ingredients. It's about this long, looking like the Declaration of Independence of ingredients. You probably don't know what they are. 9 times out of 10, you probably can't even pronounce it. It's a lot of chemicals and bleaches and toxins and things going into our bread, not to mention excessive amounts of sugar, salt, just a whole bunch going on. Meanwhile, I get to make my bread at home. It takes me 6 ingredients to make it. I get to control what I use. I use premium ingredients. I use organic non-bleach flour. I use cane sugar. I use a really good yeast. I actually got some dried whole milk from a farm that I use in my bread recipe. So you really get to control the quality to where even when you're sitting down eating your bread, you don't have to worry about what's in it. Now, if you count calories, different conversation for a different day, but we're not talking about that right now. It's bread. Calories are going to come with bread, okay? If you're trying to watch a figure, lay off the bread a little bit, but still, you're still going to be in a better position making your own bread than you're going to be buying bread from the grocery store. Also, if we're talking about making bread at home and you're using a bread maker, you're saving time. Listen, I will get in here and make challah bread or try to make some breads by hand just fine, but Tiara was never about to be in this kitchen every day, all the time, making sandwich bread by hand. I would literally never leave my kitchen. So having a bread maker, especially a really good bread maker, and I will show you guys mine here shortly. I'll also link it down below where I got mine from. It saves me time. I put 6 ingredients in my little pan. I hit 2 buttons. I decide the crust control and I let it know what kind of bread I want. I walk away. And within an hour, I start smelling bread goodness. And then we have a loaf of bread. Honestly, I don't know why it took me so long. So let's go ahead and get going. Really excited to show you guys how my baby works. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, naturally, let me know down below. And you know the drill. Like and subscribe while you're here. Have some manners, okay? Thanks. Love you. Let's get going. So here's what I'm going to be using for my bread. We have 4 1/4 cups of flour. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of dried milk, 320 milliliters of water, 2 tablespoons of butter. I add a little extra, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2.5 teaspoons of yeast, and then 4 tablespoons of organic cane sugar. Now, my bread maker comes with their own measuring cups and their own measuring spoons. You are only to use these. So these are the 2 that I use for my flour, and then this is what I'm going to use to spoon everything else in. And then it also came with my measuring cup for my liquid. So everything that I'm going to be using they sent. And then also here is our bread pan. This is what everything goes into. And then here, let me go ahead and show you the star of the show. Hold please. So here is my bread maker called the Zoji Rushi. And you can see here some of the settings. It has the white whole wheat, multigrain, gluten-free, salt and sugar-free, vegan, rapid white, dough, sourdough starter. I did not know those things started sourdough. Cake jams, and then different homemade recipes. And then over here, you have your crush control, your timers, the different courses. You can kind of customize it to fit the exact recipe. The pan is going to go down in here. Once I'm done, you literally close it, start it, walk away, and it is just that simple. So we're gonna go ahead, come back over here and get our ingredients put into our pan. So when you first get your bread maker, you get a whole recipe book full of different recipes you can use. They give you your ingredients and they tell you the order of which everything goes in. So the first thing that you're going to do for this particular recipe is add your water. So I'm going to go in with my water and then I'm going to get closer so that you guys can see a little bit more on the inside. Okay, so after you add your water, I go in with my flour first. Now, you want to make sure that it's evenly distributed on all sides. So I typically get it all in here. Let you guys see how easy this is. So I get it all in here and then I make sure it's covering all sides because there are certain places that things have to go. So make sure we do that first. And then we're good. No water's coming through. And next I'm going to go in with my 2 teaspoons of salt, and then you can just pick a corner. These all go on the corner. So we have salt in that corner. We're going to have sugar go in this corner. And that's going to be 4 tablespoons of sugar. Four. And then we're going to have our dry milk that I store in a mason jar. I got a gigantic box of it. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons in this corner. And I'm going to go in with my butter in this corner. Okay, there's our butter. And then what I like to do, because we don't want the yeast touching anything, I will put a little pit right here in the middle. And we're going to go in with 2.5 teaspoons. Boom. There's that. Now let me show you. I store my yeast. Hold on. I store my yeast in the freezer. It lasts a lot longer that way. So I typically freeze it, then take it out, do my thing, and put it right back in there. Now let me show you how I get it into my bread maker, what settings I put it on, and then we will watch the magic happen. So here we have our bread maker. So what I do is very careful not to tilt it, and just take it, pop it in place, close it, and then we're going to come up here. And I know that the bread that I need is course 9, and I know that I don't like my crust super dark. I hit start. It lets me know what time it's going to be done, and I walk away. Okay, so now that my bread is in its bread maker, it's going to rest for a little while to make sure all the ingredients come down to the same temperature before it starts to knead. When I hear it start going, I'll make sure to show you guys kind of what it looks like on the inside, and then try and catch it a few times throughout the process so you can see what's going on inside. Once it's done, I'll pop it open and show you what it looks like. And then, so normally what would happen is once it's done, take it out, sit on the cooling rack, let it cool. And then once it's completely cooled, I would either slice it, which, give me 1 second, let me show you my slicer. Normally I would put it on my slicer, which what happens is, I will actually show you guys. I got this off of Amazon. It's a steel. It guarantees that you get even slices of bread every single time. So what happens is I put it into my slicer, and then with my big knife, I go through, slice it, and I will store it in a linen bag. But since we're actually going to be eating this one tonight, I'm not going to be slicing it, because we do what we call breaking bread. We all literally wash our hands, get the bread that we want, put butter on it, and we eat it with our dinner. So I may have to show you guys how I slice it and store it next time, but I will show you what it looks like when it's done. And I'll also show you my really cute linen bags that say, hold on, wait, give me 1 second. I'm back. So we have linen bags that say, we can't see it because it's backwards, but it says our daily bread. I know, right? So cute. So yeah, that's typically where I store my bread. And honestly, it's just that simple. It takes all of nothing to put that thing in a pan, stick it in your bread maker, hit a couple buttons, and then walk away. And honestly, there is no better smell to me than the smell of fresh bread. It fills the entire house. So yeah, I will be back once the bread starts kneading, and you actually hear it. You can actually hear it kneading, but it's not loud. It isn't obnoxious. And personally, I feel like this is one of the best investments for my home. I think my two top appliances would be my bread maker and my Nama J2 juicer. You can't beat it. You just can't beat it. So I will be back to show you guys what it looks like. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, per usual, drop them down below. Again, if I didn't say it earlier, like and subscribe while you're here, because I like you and I want you to come back. And I hope you like me too. If not, well, meant for you no way. But yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna stop talking now. Goodbye. So our timer has went off. I heard it beep. You can see here that it is complete, and then it is now on the keep warm setting. So we're gonna come over here, pop it open, and we have a perfect loaf of bread. And if you can hear my children in the background, I apologize. They are playing Minecraft. But yeah, here's our loaf of bread. I will show you how I pop it out and then where I place it once it is popped out. So what I'm going to do is come over here with my thingies that I can't think of what the name is right now. I'm going to come pop it here. And then I'm going to do a nice little shake. So she comes out. Put her back in there. Close her up. And I'm going to come over here and just lift her up. And there we have our perfect loaf of bread. There she is. So as I had said before, typically I will leave this on the cooling rack for a little while. And then once it's completely cooled, I will either put it into a linen bag, or I'll slice it up, use it for sandwiches, or slice it up and then add it to the bag. But tonight, we're going to eat it. So I personally love to eat it when it just comes out, because as you can see, it's really soft. Actually, here, let me show you, since we're going to break into it anyway. you can see. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's really soft, and we just it and we eat it with butter. Yes, so enough of that because I want us to be able to enjoy it when it's warm because my littles really love their warm bread. Sometimes, like I said, we'll do it with butter or we'll do it with honey. Tonight, it just depends on what they want. But I am getting ready to take this entire loaf to my children so we can indulge in our bread. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be doing some more recipes with my bread maker. If you guys have any particular questions about the bread maker, please do not hesitate to ask. And that's it. Mama wants to go break bread with her little. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Next time I will be sure to do a bread recipe. Actually, I'm going to be trying something new, but then I'll also show you how I slice it and how I bag it. But that's going to be for another video. That's going to be all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.